Hey, so we moved back to Virginia and I've done something. If you can't tell behind me, I have done something that many, I'm sure, will be offended by, and that I have rearranged my bookshelves so that the spine is facing in. I don't really know if there's a word for this yet, so if you do know the word, can you let me know? Because I have no idea. But I'm calling it spine in. That's what a few of the news articles have called it. There have been actual news articles about this. Like, people aren't worried about the world at large anymore, okay? They're worried about what your bookshelves are doing inside your own home. After posting about it on Instagram, the most questions I got are like, why did you do this? And, how are you going to find anything? And don't worry, you guys, like, it's going to be fine. Okay, so here's the situation. I flipped everything out except for two colors, like oranges and blues, because they match like the rest of the decor. So it's definitely more of like an art piece than a functional bookshelf right now. But I was surprised by how I pretty much still know where everything is. Like, you could request something from me and I would be able to tell you because I've done it basically by genre. So I know where like everything is except for general fiction because I haven't had those as long, so I don't remember them as well. But it's surprising how I recognize things just from the shape. Like, obviously, this is Hunger Games, and it's next to Mockingjay, which is blue, which I turned out, so it all makes sense. So, if you want to have one, let's have ourselves a little bookshelf tour, okay? Let's do this. So, these are all my thrillers, my thriller section. And yeah, it's like Mary Kubica, Ruth Ware, The Girl Played with Fire. I was obsessed with these, the Sandra Block series. You should read those. Underrated. And then we have our like mainstream YA here in the middle. And then on that side, I have like the top one. This one is like, younger than young, younger than young adult. Children's literature. Yes. I know what things are. I really do, I promise. So on this side is my little horror section. Aw, cute, right? And then we have these two things which hold our magazines, which let me just give you an example really quick. Like, I'm effing in love with Doris Day, okay? And yes, I did buy this magazine because it's all about her, and I don't appreciate the judgy look you're giving me right now. Then I put some of our like bigger, almost coffee table books, but they're also kind of like informative books, like this one about dinosaurs. If you don't have a book about dinosaurs on your shelves, then I really, like you and I need to have a discussion. See how I knew where that was? It all makes sense. There's a system, okay? So don't worry. Like, I know where everything is. It's not that they're not loved anymore. It's just that I wanted to do it this way, and you can't deny that makes a pretty good looking background. So if you'd follow me to the left, please remember to keep your hands and arms inside the video at all times. This is the classics section. As you can see here, we have Little Women annotated because I'm obsessed with it. So the shelf below this one is also classics. I have a lot of classics, if you can't tell. And then that just continues into like vintage classics, like older vintagey books, some that are like really obscure and have nothing to do with anything whatsoever. I just like buying old books sometimes. Exhibit A. I bought this for like 25 cents once, and pretty much only because they used to put newspapers in the binding, and I thought it was cool that you could see it, and that was pretty much my only logic for buying this. All right, so you remember how I said that this was children's lit? So then we moved down to young adult series like Nancy Drew, and then, more recent ones like The Bear and the Nightingale, stuff like that. And then more YA series. Why are so many YAs series? That's actually a really good question. And then the bottom two shelves on that side are just general fiction, like contemporary fiction, fiction, whatever sort of fiction your little heart desires. I just realized I forgot to tell you about some. So there's this shelf, which is like, nonfiction section, and I even did it by like mini genres. Like, this is all like memoirs or like outdoorsy things, or there's like a section on food because I studied biology and like, I don't want to get into it, but I was interested in the whole food science thing for a little bit. And yeah, gardening. This is one of my favorite things ever in existence. Wicked plants. Also, there's one called Wicked Bugs, and I love them equally. Don't ever tell one that I loved one more than the other because it will get dangerous in here. And then there's a section on religion because I just find religion fascinating. Any religion. Name a religion. I like to read about it. You keep on going, there is another shelf full of like how-to stuff, like that time when I tried to learn how to knit, and I did, but I have yet to finish the scarf that I started 4 years ago. Here we are. I got a whole book on chickens. Yeah, just in case you needed to know. My husband-to-be and I are, a certain type of nerd, the type of nerd that keeps their textbooks around. So we have a whole shelf of just textbooks, just in case we ever want to torture ourselves with them again. Okay, so you're probably wondering why I would do this. Well, let me tell you. So we moved back to Virginia and all my books were here. It was getting a little crazy. I actually unhauled probably about 40 to 50 books, maybe more, didn't count. But I was like, let me clear out. I'm just going to keep like forever books I just want to have like probably for the rest of my existence. So once that was taken care of, I also took off all the extra stuff on the shelves. I had like Funko Pops. I got rid of all of those. I had like, just little little knickknacks you have during your life. And I just cleared out all of those. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I just wanted this to be like blank, fresh, clean. And what I noticed was that with everything facing out, it's kind of like overwhelming on a room. It starts to feel like your bookshelf is like falling into your space almost. And especially when you live in a like smaller area, it kind of gets overwhelming. And I was just sick of it. I don't know. I mean, I love my books and I love having them on display, but I'm home all day, every day, and I just want the space to feel like as open and clean as it possibly can. So this is just what I decided to try. I was terrified when I started doing it, but I think it turned out pretty well. And frankly, I'm surprised that I know where everything is. It's not like it's entirely systemless. Like it's all by genre still. Pretty much know where everything is, as I just showed you. I just pulled out a few books that were facing in and I knew what they were. So either I'm psychic or this system isn't as crazy as it looks. So yes, I did this for the aesthetic. I am a bookstagrammer, so you can just take that as it comes. I feel like if you don't like this, cool. Just don't do it to your shelves then. Kind of interesting how people get so aggressive about this, but it's your bookshelves, it's your choice. You can do whatever you want. I actually had a thought when we were on our road trip back to Virginia. We went like a whole thing from New Mexico to Virginia, and we just crushed it. We just drove a long time. Thank God for podcasts, or I would have been in trouble. But we went to the Biltmore in Asheville, North Carolina, and it is like a huge, old, gorgeous house built by the Vanderbilts. And it's amazing. And the guy, George Vanderbilt, he was a huge collector of books. He loved them. I think he had over 22,000 books in his collection. The library in that house is insane. I'm going to pop up a picture of it for you. But there's like a spiral staircase, a bunch of like reading couches. It's incredible. But I noticed something. All the books back in the day were all the same colors. It was the same palette. So it all made sense in one room. It didn't look so like encroaching. But now, thanks to the modern world and the beauty of graphic design and the freedom to be able to do those different things, which is awesome. But it does give me a bit of a harder time when I'm trying to coordinate a room, okay? I'm just gonna say that. Because you have your children's lit section, your contemporary section that's like pastels and bright and happy colors. And then you have your horror section, which is like very muted, dark, depressing colors. And they just don't look good together. They're never going to look good together. It doesn't go, okay? It doesn't. So this way, by turning them all in, spine in, except for certain colors, it just pulls the accents back in the room. Like we have orange and blue couch cushions, we have like an orange clock, and the rest of the room is just like creams and whites, okay? So that's exactly what's going on right here. See how I did that? Amazing, amazing. I love it. I think it looks good. I think it works. The other thing is that when you look at pictures of designs like this, it's pretty much from straight on, but you don't realize that you can actually see things from the side. I don't know if you knew that existed. The world actually exists beyond the screen. I know that's crazy. I mean, I heard rumors. I didn't think it was real, but now that I'm here, I can do this. I can walk off the screen. Look. And now I can see things from the side. Look, title, 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 title. It's amazing. Oh my gosh, I just realized that I didn't tell you what this magical shelf is right here. Fan of white, fan of white, fan of white. This is my TBR, and I did this shelf in this kind of weird way on purpose because obviously your TBR shelf isn't read yet, and you kind of want to be able to browse that. So I was just thinking to myself, I will make this shelf shorter, and like at my height, I'm pretty tall, so it would probably be different if you wanted to do it for yourself. I'm like 5'10", giant sized. So I just put these spine up like this. So when I stand on my tiptoes, I can just have myself a little browse, see what I want to read next. And it's okay. It works. I actually kind of like it. And I think it just kind of breaks up the rest of the shelf. Like, it looks interesting. Remember, I was kind of thinking about this as an art piece instead of a functional bookshelf, but I actually think that it ended up being both. So that's it for this little bookshelf tour. If you guys want to see more, if you want me to do certain sections, if you just want to question my life decisions and still aren't sure why I would do this, that's cool. Drop me a comment below. I'd love to talk to you guys about it. And hey, if you liked this video, you're gonna like the next one. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. And hey, leave me a comment below because I love talking to you guys. That's it for this one. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.